What if the spark that ignites a war is not always what it appears to be? Through the World Strategy Lab lens, false flag operations are not simply conspiracy theories or political accusations. They are a historical tactic of deception, a strategy designed to shift blame, manipulate perception, and justify political or military action. This is the false flag principle, when responsibility for an event is intentionally disguised to influence public opinion or strategic outcomes. The term false flag originates from naval warfare. In earlier centuries, warships sometimes flew the flag of another nation to deceive opponents before revealing their true identity just before engagement. Deception became a weapon. Over time, the concept evolved beyond the battlefield. In modern geopolitics, a false flag operation refers to an act carried out by one group but deliberately made to appear as though another group was responsible. Perception becomes strategy. The goal is not only the act itself, but the narrative that follows it. When an attack appears to come from a rival, governments may gain public support for retaliation, military mobilization, or new security policies. Narratives shape decisions. History provides several examples of incidents that illustrate how manipulation of blame can influence geopolitical outcomes. In 1939, Nazi Germany staged the Gleiwitz Incident, an operation designed to create the appearance of a Polish attack on German territory. This manufactured provocation was used as justification for Germany's invasion of Poland at the start of World War II. A staged event changed the course of history. Another example often discussed in strategic studies is the Operation Northwoods proposal in 1962, where U.S. military planners suggested possible covert actions that could be blamed on Cuba in order to justify military intervention. The plan was never implemented, but it demonstrated how such strategies can appear in military planning. Strategic deception can exist on paper before it ever appears in reality. False flag accusations also emerge frequently during modern conflicts. When explosions, sabotage, or cyber attacks occur, rival governments sometimes accuse each other of staging events to shift responsibility. Information becomes a battlefield. In the modern era, media, social networks, and information warfare amplify the impact of these accusations. A single event can quickly spread across global news networks, shaping public perception long before the full facts become clear. Speed magnifies narrative power. Because of this, analysts and investigators often examine key indicators when evaluating controversial incidents. Forensic evidence, intelligence assessments, satellite imagery, and independent reporting. Verification becomes critical. The danger of false flag tactics lies in their ability to manipulate emotions during moments of crisis. When populations believe they are under attack, public pressure for retaliation can rise rapidly. Emotion accelerates escalation. For this reason, modern international institutions, investigative journalists, and independent analysts play a crucial role in verifying claims and separating evidence from propaganda. Transparency becomes defense. False flag operations also intersect with a broader strategic concept known as information warfare, the use of narratives, misinformation, and psychological operations to shape public perception during geopolitical competition. Control of information influences power. In today's interconnected world, the struggle for narrative dominance can be almost as important as military strength itself. Wars are fought with stories as well as weapons. Understanding the history of deception and conflict does not mean every incident is a false flag. Many accusations emerge during geopolitical tensions as part of propaganda battles between rival states. Skepticism requires evidence. But studying these strategies reveals an important reality of international politics. Perception can shape events just as powerfully as actions themselves. When governments and institutions compete for influence, controlling the story behind an event can become a strategic objective. Narrative becomes leverage, deception as strategy, information as power, evidence as verification, narrative as influence. False flag operations remind us that in geopolitics, the first version of an event is not always the final truth. Investigations, intelligence, and historical analysis often reveal a more complex picture over time. Because when conflict erupts, the battle for interpretation begins immediately. And sometimes the most important question is not just what happened, but who benefits from the story that follows. Subscribe to World Strategy Lab for more strategic systems decoded through geography, power, and the hidden mechanics of global conflict. Because in the arena of geopolitics, the struggle to control perception can shape the course of history.